Hello and welcome back to the Game Gateway. We are finally back after 5 or 6 months, and we are back with another video. I will explain all of the reasons why at the end, but you guys don't care about that. What's new with the game, I hear you ask, and let me tell you what's new with the game. Let's start off here and let me show you the possession mechanic that we've added, the first of 5 changes. This is the mechanic that made me quit for several months, but I've got it working now. We can now press the Q button in order to let our player control enemies and use their special abilities that they have. So let me do a little demonstration for you guys. Here, obviously, we have our slime character. He only goes left and right. So when we possess him, he only goes left and right. But one thing that and the same for the snail here that I'm going to show you. But one thing that I found a little bit of a challenge, but also really, really fun, was the frog here. And we can possess the frog, and it's going to introduce a new puzzle-style mechanic to the game where you're going to possess an animal that has an ability in order to get over an obstacle. So here we have the frog, who jumps higher than the player, so we have to possess the frog in order to be able to jump onto these ledges that we couldn't previously reach. And as I'm sort of demonstrating here, you can see that the frog has invisible walls as well. I've tried to mark that with the old blocks that I used to use. The frog's going to have a certain area in which he can roam around in, and that allows you to use the puzzles, but doesn't allow you to take the frog on a merry walk anywhere around the game that you want. So you can just take him places outside the map and things like that. I have thought about that, luckily. But anyway, initially the possession mechanic is just a blanket. One page unlocks every animal and every creature and NPC. That won't be the case in the game. I am going to separate them all, and there's going to be different pages, one for the slimes, one for the snail, one for the frog, and etc., and whatever else I add to the game later on. But this is what I got stuck on. This is what took me so long, and I'm so happy to be able to show it to you guys now. But moving on to the next thing of the list, we have the main menu, which doesn't sound like a lot, the main menu and the pause menu, but it was actually really hard to implement, and it took me almost a full day, embarrassingly. If something went wrong with the script, it should have been very easy. It wasn't very easy. But anyway, here's a little demonstration of how it works and the settings and things like that inside it as well, which is one of the other additions that I've had. Being able to make the game full screen, being able to change the game's volume, both music and the sound effects. I think that's a really neat feature that needed to be added. And hopefully, I hope you guys think it adds a bit of a polish. I think the main menu really makes it start to feel like a real game, if that makes any sense. But I still think this is very much a prototype. It's only very basic. It has, resume, quit, start the game, and it's got very few options. 2 volume sliders and a full screen does not make a full settings menu like you'd expect from a normal video game. So I am looking to expand on that. I would also like, a page for achievements. I'd like to have an inventory of some kind, or a page to show you collectibles in the game later on, hopefully. That's the dream eventually, but I still think it's a great improvement. And let me know what you think I should add in the settings or in any of the menus in the comments as well. But moving on to the next thing. And the last 2 things that are really noteworthy to show are the little spin attack animation that you guys are going to see in a little while in the video, and also you guys may have noticed the coin UI in the top left there that we've added when you collect coins. That was just so we didn't have a random level that had it on the back of a wall for no reason. But that's everything I've got for you guys. Not going to bore you with a long outro. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. Catch you later, guys. Bye-bye.